This wasn't supposed to happen. They thought it was just water. But something was already moving below them, getting closer without making a sound. And what happened next was caught on camera.
Oh God.
It came up from below. In a river in Bolivia, a young woman was crossing from one side to the other using a rope. Halfway through, something broke the surface below her, a crocodile launching straight up. It snapped onto part of the rope she was hanging from. For a moment, she was left hanging right above it. The video cuts before anything else is seen. Attack on the Amazon River. The water barely moved. Nothing suggested what was about to happen. Then it surfaced right beside them. A massive anaconda rising out of the river. One of them fell into the water, holding onto the boat as the others tried to move. The snake stayed close, circling, coiling without striking. The video ends with it still right there beside them. They fell straight into the dark water. The river looked calm, nothing unusual beneath them. Then something hit the boat from below. All three were thrown into the river. The camera kept recording even underwater. For a moment, a large shape could be seen moving beneath them.
It's real quiet out here today.
Yeah, water's like glass. Might be good for red. Hey, you see that?
The footage ends before anything else is revealed. It struck from behind. In Ecuador, a man was standing near the river, focused on what he was doing. Then something moved behind him. A large anaconda striking without warning. It grabbed him by the head, pulling him to the ground. People nearby reacted immediately, but no one got close.
Get the boat, quick!
The video ends as the scene unfolds. They tried to climb into the boat. Along an isolated stretch of the Ucayali River, a small boat moved slowly after a day of fishing. Then they noticed shapes approaching from the distance, swimming directly toward them. One of them reached the boat trying to climb in. They pushed it back as the others stayed close in the water. Then they moved off, still following alongside. It came out of the cave. In the waters of Australia, a diver entered a narrow underwater cave. Then something emerged from inside, a large fish moving straight toward him. It bit his arm after he got too close, then pulled away quickly, disappearing back into the cave. Leaving only a trail of disturbed sand behind. Something followed him in the water. In a river in Peru, a young man was swimming alone across the current. Then something surfaced behind him, closing in directly toward him. It lunged and they struggled in the water. Moments later, he made it out checking himself.
Pegou, o jacaré pegou ele. Nossa, pegou o braço dele. Perigo. Não sabia?
Without a single visible injury.
Nossa, pegou o braço dele.
It lunged at the boat.
Grabe, ang lalaki ng pating! Tatlo sila, paikot-ikot!
A fisherman in the Philippines was recording himself while navigating the water. 2 sharks were trailing the boat, staying close just beneath the surface. Then one of them lunged, biting into the side. Part of the structure broke as he tried to keep control.
Huwag kayong lumapit! Kuya, ala! Umatake! Ay! Sinagat ang bangka! Putik! Nabutas! Patay! Tulong! Basag na to! Huwag kayong bumalik, mga pating!
The shark stayed nearby.
Ay! Sinagat ang bangka! Putik! Nabutas! Patay!
Something was moving beneath them. A group traveling by boat in the Amazon noticed movement under the surface. A large shape passed beneath them, too big to identify. Then the water turned violent, with splashes forming all around the boat. The disturbance spread outward, as if something massive was circling below. The movement continued far beyond the frame. It wrapped around him. In India, a young man was fishing by the riverbank when something surfaced behind him. A massive snake lunged and coiled around his body, dragging him toward the water as he struggled to break free. The person filming rushed in, abandoning the boat to help. What happened next remains unclear. Something followed him in the dark. In Chile, a man sped toward the harbor late at night because something was following him. A shape rising from the surface behind the boat. It surfaced again and again, keeping pace in the dark. At one point, pale eyes became visible above the water, and it didn't stop following. It came straight out of the mud.
Wait.
In Argentina, a man was working in a muddy field near shallow water when something burst out from beneath the surface. A massive snake lunged forward and clamped onto him, holding part of his body as he struggled to pull himself free. The man filming jumped down from the tractor to help.
Wait. Oh my God. Look at the giant python.
The outcome was not fully captured.
Oh my God. Look at the giant python.
They were surrounding the boat. During a storm in the Atlantic, a group of fishermen was heading back to port when shapes began to appear in the water, large dorsal fins moving around the boat, several of them circling from one side to the other. Their size became clear only by the distance between each fin. And they didn't leave the area. It wasn't what they pulled up.
Get back!
On a fishing vessel at night, the crew hauled in a heavy net. But something else came up with it. A figure that didn't match anything they expected. It moved across the deck, erratic and uncontrolled. No one approached it, unsure of how it would react.
Look what these fishermen found.
Get back! Stop it! Fast! Move! Grab the hook. Stop it! Let go!
And it remained there among the catch.
Stop it! Fast!
It was hiding inside the cave. A diver exploring a submerged cave moved deeper into the darkness when he noticed something along the rock. At first, it resembled a large fish. Then it moved violently and lunged toward him. The impact stirred up sand as he struggled to pull away. He left the cave immediately after. It opened its jaws in front of him. In the North Atlantic, a diver moved through a narrow underwater cave when something emerged from the darkness. It moved closer and opened its jaws, holding position as if warning him not to get any closer. It pulled back slowly, but stayed in front of him.
Easy. Oh God.
Still watching from the same place. It wrapped around him without warning. A diver was inspecting the inside of a rock formation when he reached in with a rod. Something suddenly moved from inside. A massive starfish lunged out and began wrapping around him, holding him briefly before releasing its grip. He pulled away immediately. They couldn't outrun it. They were already moving at full speed when something appeared behind them, a shape rising from the wake. Then it leapt forward, landing directly onto the boat, standing there facing them as the boat kept moving.
Right behind! Hold on! Oh my God, look out! Jesus! Right. Another deck! Oh, don't touch it! Keep away from the side! Watch the gear!
The screams started immediately.
Another deck!
It started convulsing in their hands.
Keep him on the bank! Don't let him move!
In Louisiana, 3 men captured a strange creature during the night. They held it in place using a metal rod. At first, it barely moved. Then it began convulsing violently. One of them was knocked down as the others struggled to hold it.
Keep him on the bank! Don't let him move!
I'm trying! He's pushing back! Watch the pole!
Hold! He's coming up!
God almighty, look at his
Don't
face!
move! Just keep him down! Press on it!
The pole's slipping! Push harder!
I've got it! Keep your knees into the mud, son!
He's gonna break
Not
loose!
if we hold lean on it!
Watch that tape!
The recording cuts off while it was still moving.
Look at his
Don't
face!
move! Just keep him down! Press on it!
It moved like a single creature. In El Salvador, a group approached a shallow stream when something rose from the water, several heads moving at once, not separately, but in sync, holding position as if warning them to stay back.
Oh my God! What the? Jesus!
Whether one or many wasn't clear.
Jesus!
It didn't match anything they knew. In South Africa, fishermen pulled something unusual from their nets. At first glance, it resembled a reptile, but its structure didn't fully match any known species. A single visible head, a wide jaw, and limb-like extensions. The crew kept their distance, unsure of what they were looking at, and no one moved closer.
Hey, Mr. Backside! Olim ko! Hey! Look him there! Look him there! Hey, me broken pan! Hey, payraw sim Yumi! Stop, brother! Look him there! Look him there! Hey, me...
It tried to reach inside the cage. A diver trapped inside a metal cage noticed movement in the dark. When he pointed his light toward it, a massive mouth emerged from the darkness. It lunged forward, trying to bite through the bars. Then something moved along the metal, reaching inside, and it didn't leave immediately. It turned toward him. In Italian waters, a fishing crew spotted something moving near the surface, several heads rising from the same body, moving in a coordinated way. They stayed near the boat, watching the crew.
Whoa! Hey! Man overboard! Look at it! Back up! Let's go!
Then one of the men slipped, losing his footing. and it turned toward him. It pulled him into the reef. Two divers were exploring a reef in Mexico when something moved between the vegetation. A long shape lunged and wrapped around one of them, pulling off his mask as he struggled to break free, dragging him deeper into the reef. Its full length was never fully seen. It came up right next to them.
Oh my God! It's coming up again! Freeze, freeze!
What started as a calm ocean tour turned into something no one on board expected. A massive shape rose from the water, a great white right next to the hull. It slammed into the boat, shaking it violently.
Oh my God! It's coming up again! Freeze, freeze! Grab the rail! It's right there! Keep your weight inside! Hit us again! Oh my God! Stay back from the edge!
People held on, shouting, not knowing if it would hit again. For a few seconds, it stayed right there beside them.
Hit us again! Oh my God! Stay